Welcome to Star Bios, the podcast where we dive into the fascinating lives of Hollywood's most iconic stars. I'm your host, Casey Gold, and today we're shining the spotlight on the one and only Rodney Dangerfield. This beloved comedian, actor, and entertainer left an indelible mark on the world of comedy, and his irreverent humor continues to inspire new generations of funny men and women. With his catchphrase, "I get no respect," becoming a cultural phenomenon. Rodney's legacy is a testament to his unique brand of humor and his ability to connect with audiences from all walks of life. Born Jacob Cohen on November 22, 1921, in Babylon, New York. Rodney grew up in a tumultuous household with his parents, Philip and Dottie Cohen. His father, a vaudevillian performer, introduced Rodney to the world of entertainment at a young age, taking him to performances at the famous Palace Theater in New York City. These experiences sparked Rodney's interest in comedy and laid the foundation for his future career. Rodney's childhood was marked by financial struggles and frequent moves. His family relocated to Kew Gardens, Queens, where he attended Richmond Hill High School. Despite the challenges he faced, Rodney found solace in humor, often using it to cope with the difficulties of his home life. He drew inspiration from the great comedians of the time, including George Burns, Jack Benny, and Milton Berle, and began to develop his own unique style of comedy. Growing up in Queens during the 1920s and 1930s, Rodney was surrounded by the vibrant sounds and sights of the city. He spent hours exploring the neighborhood, taking in the street performers and vendors that lined the sidewalks. These experiences would later influence his comedic style, which often incorporated observations about everyday life and the people in it. Rodney's family played a significant role in shaping his early life and career. His parents' marriage was tumultuous, with frequent arguments and separations. Despite these challenges, Rodney's father remained a significant influence on his son's early life, encouraging his interest in comedy and entertainment. Rodney's mother, Dottie, was a strong-willed woman who instilled in her son a sense of determination and perseverance. As we explore the early life of Rodney Dangerfield, it becomes clear that his formative years were marked by a mix of humor, hardship, and determination. From his childhood in Queens to his early days as a struggling comedian, Rodney's story is one of resilience and creativity. He often drew upon his childhood experiences in his comedy routines, using humor to cope with the challenges he faced. For example, he joked about his family's financial struggles, saying, "I was so poor growing up. I had to wear my sister's hand-me-downs. But I didn't mind, because I knew I was getting a good deal." Rodney's early influences were diverse and far-reaching. He was inspired by the great comedians of the time, as well as his own life experiences. He attended the prestigious Seward Park High School in Manhattan, where he honed his comedic skills and developed his unique perspective on the world. As we delve deeper into the early life of Rodney Dangerfield, it becomes clear that his experiences shaped him into the person he became. His tough upbringing, supportive family, and early influences all contributed to his unique perspective and comedic style. Rodney's big break came in the 1960s, when he began performing stand-up comedy in New York City's legendary nightclubs, including the Copacabana and the Playboy Club. His unique style of humor, which often focused on his own personal struggles and observations about everyday life, resonated with audiences and quickly made him a rising star. He became known for his self-deprecating humor, often joking about his appearance, his wife, and his lack of respect from others. One of Rodney's most iconic routines was his "I get no respect" bit, which became a cultural phenomenon in the 1970s. The routine, in which he lamented about being disrespected by everyone from his wife to his doctor, struck a chord with audiences and cemented his status as a comedy legend. He often performed this routine on popular TV shows like The Tonight Show and The Ed Sullivan Show, introducing his unique brand of humor to a wider audience. In addition to his stand-up career, Rodney also made a name for himself in film. He appeared in a string of successful movies, including Caddyshack, Easy Money, and Back to School. His performances in these films showcased his ability to play both comedic and dramatic roles, and he quickly became a sought-after actor in Hollywood. Rodney's success can be attributed to his relatability and authenticity. He was unapologetically himself, never afraid to poke fun at his own flaws and shortcomings. This quality made him endearing to audiences who saw themselves in his struggles and laughed along with his jokes. As he once said, "I'm not a comedian. I'm a storyteller. I tell stories about my life, and people laugh." Throughout his career, Rodney was motivated by a desire to prove himself and make a name for himself in the entertainment industry. He faced numerous challenges and setbacks, including struggles with addiction and personal demons, but he persevered and continued to push forward. His determination and resilience inspired countless fans and fellow comedians, cementing his legacy as one of the greatest comedians of all time. As we continue to explore Rodney's remarkable career, it becomes clear that his achievements were not limited to his own success. He paved the way for future generations of comedians, including stars like Eddie Murphy, Chris Rock, and Jerry Seinfeld, who have all cited him as an influence. His impact on the entertainment industry is still felt today, with many comedians and actors drawing inspiration from his unique style and irreverent humor. In the later years of his career, Rodney continued to perform stand-up comedy, albeit at a slower pace than during his heyday. He still appeared on popular TV shows, including The Tonight Show and Late Night with Conan O'Brien, where he would often joke about his age and declining health. Despite these challenges, Rodney remained true to himself and his craft, always pushing the boundaries of what was considered acceptable in comedy. One notable example of Rodney's continued relevance was his appearance in the 1994 film Natural Born Killers, directed by Oliver Stone. In this film, Rodney played a tabloid journalist who becomes obsessed with the story of two serial killers, played by Woody Harrelson and Juliette Lewis. This role showcased Rodney's ability to play dramatic roles and demonstrated that he was still a sought-after actor in Hollywood. Rodney also continued to tour and perform live, often incorporating stories about his personal struggles into his act. He would frequently joke about his health problems, including his heart bypass surgery and his struggles with obesity. These self-deprecating jokes endeared him to audiences and reminded them that, despite his tough exterior, he was still a vulnerable and relatable person. In addition to his continued success in the entertainment industry, Rodney also faced personal struggles in his later years. He had been married twice, first to Joyce Indig from 1949 until their divorce in 1962, and then to Joan Child from 1993 until his death in 2024. He had 2 children with his first wife, Melanie and Brian, who often appeared in his act and were the subject of many of his jokes. Throughout his life, Rodney was known for his generosity and kindness to those around him. He was a mentor to many young comedians, including Jim Carrey and Chris Rock, who have both credited him with helping them launch their careers. He also supported various charitable causes, including the American Heart Association and the Children's Miracle Network. Rodney Dangerfield passed away on October 5, 2004, at the age of 82, due to complications from heart surgery. His legacy continues to be celebrated by fans around the world, who remember him as a true legend in the world of comedy. As he once said, "I tell jokes about my life and people laugh. That's what it's all about." And, indeed, Rodney's life was a testament to the power of humor and the importance of living life on one's own terms. In conclusion, our exploration of Rodney Dangerfield's life has taken us on a journey from his humble beginnings to his rise as a comedy legend. We've seen how he navigated the challenges of aging and changing times, while still remaining true to himself and his craft. As we remember Rodney's remarkable career, we're reminded that comedy is not just about making people laugh, but also about telling stories that resonate with us on a deeper level. Thanks for joining me on this journey through the life of Rodney Dangerfield, a true legend in the world of comedy. That's all for today's Star Bios. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I'm Casey Gold reminding you to keep shooting for the stars.